Hello, and welcome once again to another episode of Third Action. I am your lovely host, Jason, and these are, well, they're not the same three, they're slightly different, but these are your three heroes for the evening. In the bottom left, we have Regan Belladonna, catfolk wizard, played by Char.
Ah,
Oh,
I've
you're still
unmuted
muted.
myself.
There you go.
I was used to the other intro, but I have with me a little Regan.
Aw, is it a Squishmallow?
Yeah, it's a Squishmallow. I got this for Halloween, so I scoured for black cat stuff. I have more.
Beautiful.
So, I'm
You're prepared.
powerful for the night.
Excellent props. Oh shoot, chat. Tell me if the music's too loud or anything. I can't hear it. Oh, I mean, I can hear the music, but whatever. Yeah. And anyway, plot. In the bottom middle, we have Tullios Couldarn, played by Will.
Hi, it's me.
Hello.
I don't have
Welcome
anything
back.
fancy tonight. I'm sorry. No props.
I'm sure you'll find something fancy eventually. And in the bottom right, new to the game, to the stream, we have Alex playing Felix Milos, or Milos. I actually didn't ask you how you wanted that pronounced.
Milos.
Felix
Hello.
Milos, Maestro Bard. Welcome.
I'm saving my prop work for later because evidently I have to learn to play an instrument at some stage.
Oh my god.
That is the curse of all bards.
Right.
Oops, we've looped the music, but let's see. So, welcome to Curse of the Crimson Throne. This is our second Third Action AP. If you're just joining us, you might want to check out the 180 plus episodes of Rise of the Rune Lords that we finished earlier in the year. It was a blast. That one I was a very experienced GM running. This one I am brand new to, so watch as I make tons of mistakes, but hopefully make lots of cool. What's the opposite of a mistake? A happy accident? A victory. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, don't worry, Jason. We're all pretty new to this adventure, so we'll be stumbling through it.
Yeah. So, if you make a mistake, you use your hero point. Ah, damn. Okay. Well, where do I start? If you are used to how we used to run the streams before, with fate points and stuff, there is now a new system called Hero Points, where we've got this lovely deck of hero cards. I see Arcad has already redeemed a draw hero card. I'll book that. I'll queue those up for right now because I want to wait till we get to a certain part of the story before I draw those. But these are basically going to replace hero points. The chat can now basically attempt to do D20 rolls to try to give people hero points. And if they crit fail, they give them to me instead. But I'll go ahead and give you guys, since we're starting the session, I will typically give you each one new hero point, which you can then store for as long as you want. I encourage you to use them. At the start of every new session, if you have less than 3, I'll always give you a new one. So you should always have at least one.
Well, that's good.
There's a bunch of cool little powers that these cards can do. We can have 3 active cards. I'm gesturing in the wrong corner. But you can have 3 active cards. These cards give you different sort of special hero point abilities that you can use, in addition to the normal hero point stuff. There's a document. If you, I've shared it with you guys already, but if you do, what is it? Exclamation point cards or hero? Exclamation point hero? There we go. It links to the document for people to look at the specific card details. I've also got all the card effects in Foundry. When they come up, we'll go through them. Blah. Alright. In any case, that's all preamble. Let's get to the story. I do not have my full suite of new music yet, so we're going to have some old classics still. Not that one. Let's go with this one. Okay. Welcome to Corvosa. Behind me. It is a city to the south of it's kind of on the southern end of Varisia. It is a place of law and order on the surface. The citizenry are very fond of their strict, regimented daily lives. It is a place where commerce flows very freely. The people here are descendants of Chalaxians from the Empire of Cheliax, and have brought with them many of their cultural nuances to the Varisian coast. Unlike the free cities of Magnamar and Riddleport, life here is much more, let's say, managed. But people manage to make out a pretty decent living here. The city itself is situated on the Jagare River, or the Jagare River mouth, which I believe spits out into, I want to call it Conqueror's Bay. This is me not remembering my maps. But our story begins here. Let's start with Regan. Sure. Okay. Our story begins at the academy. Over here.
Where is the academy?
Let's see.
Much further
Oh my god,
to the
we're
north.
traveling.
Yeah,
It
I'm
is.
traveling.
We traveling. Cat. Yo.
All right, we're traveling to the academy, spelled with an AE at the end, the academy. The Academy of Corvosa, the prestigious magic school, famed for its specialty in all manner of summoning magics, be they conjuration or calling. It is home to a very powerful set of instructors who are well versed in the arts of wizardry. They have houses for each of the old magical traditions that are gone in the remaster, but none is stronger than their conjuration school. Everyone who attends this prestigious university is forced to at least either major or minor in conjuration, in addition to one other school. We zoom in on a figure cloaked in a black, or I guess bluish black robe, making their way towards the faculty building. Char, if you would like to describe your character, sort of what they're doing, or what they look like. And
I was like, well, I'm making my way to the faculty building. It appears my character, Regan, is a kitty cat. She's a cat folk. She is very simple. She's just a black cat with orange eyes. She's kind of tall for her race, but I don't know how in depth I could go with her description. She's a black cat.
Okay.
She's wearing her wizardy robes, and she has a staff, and the staff has a dead fish bone carcass on it. It's very cool and not gross. It's awesome.
All right. Well, you approach the doors of the faculty house. You've been here a number of times. You were here when you were first admitted to the academy. You were here when you got your kind of graduation from apprentice to proper wizarding student. And now you are here again. This time under, you feel potentially worse pretenses. As you open the door and make your way past the other teachers and staff who are going about their usual business, grading papers, some performing magical experiments, others talking with other students, you make your way up the stairs and around a corner and to the headmaster's great hall. You knock at the door, and there's a gruff voice. Yes, come in.
Okay, I will go in.
Okay. You open the door and make your way inside. And you can see seated at the end of a long table is an elderly man who very much looks the part of a wizard. He's got a massive... he's got really long white hair, I guess shoulder-length white hair, long beard, and the beard and the hair kind of... He's got so much hair that it just kind of merges together. And I can show you guys what he looks like.
Oh, he is a wizard man.
Oh my.
Yeah, he's a wizard.
Saruman.
He's a wizard.
You recognize this man as the headmaster, Toph Ornelos. He is the one who called you here. Regan Belladonna, is it?
Yes.
Do you know why I've called you here? He's running his hands through his... a hand through his beard as he is kind of thumbing through a set of papers on the table.
Regan kind of looks up thinking a bit. It's like, I can think of a few reasons, but why don't you tell me?
Your studies. They've been slipping.
Only a few subjects.
Only a few. In everything but necromancy. Your grades have plummeted 50% in the past year. This is not acceptable for a student of the academy.
So what do you... You're just like, yes, well, these are facts about my studies.
I'm afraid that normally we would offer, well, for a sudden drop in studies, we would typically issue a warning, but this has been quite severe, and for someone who's shown so much promise. He flips over one of the papers to look at the back. Your professors speak highly of you, but I don't know about this work ethic. Is something distracting you from your studies?
A few things. But, you know, grades aren't really everything.
For the academy, grades are everything. It's important that you become a wizard worthy of our name.
I suppose that's true.
He sighs and looks you over. I'm willing to give you a bit more time. I've spoken with your instructors. I can arrange a set of makeup tests in the coming month to improve your grades. But I'm going to need you to get rid of whatever this distraction is that's keeping you from your work.
Well, I thank you for the chance to be able to continue my studies here. They are very important to me. Just like some more than others. But I'll try and figure out this issue I've been having. I'll sort it out. I'll do it. I'll do a great job. You'll see. A+ on all the tests. It's very positive.
hope that you can keep your word then.
I
Very
always
well.
try to.
I will speak with your instructors. I'll arrange the tests to be administered soon. Do your best to prepare yourself, please. And now, I've got other things to worry about for the time being. He kind of shuffles the papers together and stacks them.
Alright, I will take my leave after thanking him again for the opportunity to continue my studies.
Okay. You make your way back to your dorm on the other side of campus. Over here.
Oh god, it's all over there.
And as you make your way to the door, you notice something funny. The door is left just very slightly ajar. It's like a slight crack. And you're pretty sure you closed the door when you walked over here. You're pretty sure you locked it too.
I'm not just pretty sure. I'm 100% sure. Because I am never wrong about my own thoughts.
Oh boy.
Out of an abundance of caution, Regan just casts Detect Magic. I know some people pull some magical pranks around here.
Ooh, okay. What does new Detect Magic give us in this system?
Oh, I can click on it.
Detect Magic. Is this the Foundry chat button? Does that work? Sorry,
Hopefully
I've
detect
got
magical
new
pranks.
buttons. Let's see. There we go. Okay, Detect Magic. It gives you the presence or absence of magic. You took illusion. Okay. Yes, you can feel a very faint trail of magic in the door frame, or in the doorway rather. Something magical was here.
Regan kind of sighs and takes her staff and pokes the door open. So she's not walking through it immediately.
Yeah, the door creaks open, and your room seems fine. It's dark. You haven't lit the candles yet, but the light coming in from the hall is enough to illuminate your desk. It seems like everything is as it was when you last left, but there's something mysterious, something sitting on basically right in the center of your study area, on top of your notebook. It looks to be like a scrap of paper.
Regan walks in tentatively and looks down at the scrap of paper. Does it say anything on the top? Or does she have to flip
Yeah,
it?
as you approach it, you realize that it's not a piece of paper. It is a card. You see
Ooh.
you realize that it is a card turned face down, like so.
How exciting. I don't own any cards. Regan will reach out and flip the card over to see what's on the other side.
Okay. You flip the card over. Did I do this right? Okay. To reveal the waxworks. Whoa, it's gonna get green screened.
Oh, there it is.
The image of a large boiling pot of wax and a person being dipped down into it via chains. And scribbled across the front is text written in a very bright red ink that seems to give off a slight glow.
Ooh. What does it say?
As you begin to read it, let's go ahead and cut to the next person.
Ooh. Good luck.
Let's see. We'll go with Tullios next. Sure. And let's try this one. Okay. Nighttime.
In the big city.
Nighttime in the big city. You find yourself in a back alley. You've cornered someone. A kind of wispy waif of a man. Incredibly thin, short black hair. A mass of freckles and cysts on his face. But he's wearing a very kind of like sharp, like well-made leather jacket and black pants. And you've managed to kind of scare him into an alley with which there is no corner or no escape. Who are you, and what do you do?
Right now, on the streets, they sometimes call me Mayhem. I don't really care. I'm just here trying to get some information. And from what I know and what I found out, this guy has some. So, looking at me, I'm wearing a mask that's kind of, if y'all have heard of Blackjack, the vigilante from back when, I'm trying to go for that kind of look, something in that regard. But otherwise, you're seeing a kind of golden tanned skin, broken nose. It's a little bit bulbous and bent. Hazel brown eyes. It's kind of hard to tell under the mask exactly what color, but pretty brown. Nothing too spectacular. And a little bit of stubble that's grown in over the course of however long I've been out on the street at this point. And I'm wearing just a bunch of makeshift clothing under a blackened breastplate and like a red cape. I look like I'm out here trying to cause trouble, and right now I am, as I've chased down this guy who's got some information for me, I hope.
Okay. You see him as his back is to the wall. He's kind of shaking and draws his dagger. I don't know who you are, buddy, but I don't want no trouble.
Well, don't have to be no trouble. I'm going to bang my baton on the wall behind him and just make a very loud, sudden thwanging noise.
Ah! Go ahead and roll an intimidation, I suppose.
Well. Oh, what a roll. 9 total.
You don't scare me. Ah! He charges at you with the dagger. And sure, let's plus. It's not that strong. Natural 1. 6.
Yeah.
He charges at
Rolls
you
tonight.
with the dagger. What do you do? He's like clearly misses you.
I'm just gonna try and bat it out of his hand.
Okay, yeah, you just successfully slap his hand, and the dagger drops to the floor. I'm sorry. He says as he kind of jumps back a bit.
I ain't here to hurt you none. Unless you make me.
What do you want?
I hear you know where Yargan is. I need him.
Yargan, but I can't tell you that, man.
I'm gonna get up real close and kind of lean down over him. I need to know where Yargan is. And if you can't tell me, then you're not gonna be talking to anybody. So...
well, you see... You catch a flash of something in your eye, Mayhem. Something up above you in the on top of one of these buildings nearby. a feature of Corvosa is that many of the buildings are covered with, because it's so crowded, many of the buildings are covered with like small rooftop tenements and things.
Sure.
Like a little shanty town that's kind of built on top of the, on top of all the roofs. You see like a glint of something that catches your eye. And it's so bright that you're like briefly blinded. And you feel something like press you in your stomach, and you kind of stumble back a step as the figure pushes past you and runs off into the street. The guy who you were intimidating, he manages to kind of just like push past you and run away.
Shit. What the hell was that light? Was there...
You look up for the light and it's gone. But it's dark enough now that whatever it was,
Shit. I'm gonna go chase after that
Can't
guy
see
then.
it. Okay, yeah, you turn around and bolt out of the alleyway. You see the guy running down the street, but something has kind of floated down. Is like kind of floating on the wind behind him. It looks like maybe he lost a scrap of paper or something.
I'll quickly grab it since I don't think we're gonna catch this guy at this point.
Okay, yeah, you catch the scrap, which turns out to be a card. The Crow. Or the Crows? Crows. Crows.
Crows.
It features two humanoid creatures with ravenish masks, and a third raven floating on top of them. And there is a brilliant red text written across the front.
I look to read it.
Okay, as you look to read it, we go to Felix. Where is Felix?
Such a much calmer experience for Felix.
Yeah, it's pretty chill. Felix,
nothing bad's
you
gonna
are over here. Let's I'll give you a light so we can see. Okay. All right. Scene opens to Felix sitting at a disused bar table. One of those kind of tall circular tables that they have at bars a lot, that you have this kind of bar stool to sit at them. I don't know what they're called. Bar table. Felix, you're sitting there, and a woman is there in the room, pacing back and forth, listening to what you have to say. That woman has a very stern look on her face. She has sort of shoulder length, actually, I guess it's actually quite long black hair. It's very neatly kept, but her face is just kind of stuck in this like permanently sour look. You've known her for about a year now, I think, and so this look isn't very new to you.
No, it's the look on her face most of the time that we're talking. Like I'm sure there are happier moments in her life, but dealing with me is not one of them.
Yes, basically. So yeah, I'll go ahead and show chat and everyone what she looks like. This is Zenobia Zenderholm, the I believe chief magistrate of the city. You know, Felix, I don't know how much longer we can delay this process.
I appreciate all the time that we've managed to generate so far, in that, like, I don't think my bar should be sacrificed in the name of other evildoers around the city. Thank you for even giving my case the time of day.
I just had to take some pity on you. I agree that you really shouldn't be suffering for what is essentially the work of the criminal underbelly of the city, but There's not much I can do to interfere with the case, you see. Especially since I've already been giving you all of this advice pro bono. If you don't find hard proof and fast, then I'm afraid there's not much else I can do. I'm amazed that we managed to delay the case this long.
I can only attribute it to both your incredible skill as an investigator, to know that the truth is still out there, and that the city doesn't want the Script and Scrimshaw to close. It loves this bar. It has to.
She looks at
And
you.
Felix tries to give a winning grin that probably does not go over as well as he thinks it does.
You're never quite sure with Zenobia. She's always got this kind of neutral face. Go ahead and give me a diplomacy check.
Diplomacy. Click.
Okay, a 15. Don't think too highly of yourself, she says with a kind of a scoff, and you sense a bit of a laugh. But I mean it, Felix. I seriously don't think you've got more than a couple weeks, a month at best, before the arbiter in charge of your case decides to go forward.
I understand, and all I can wonder is what more can we present? The bar is a public house for all, and the fact that criminal things took place within its walls is abhorrent to me, of course. But at the same time, I don't know what I could possibly do to prove that that myself or this building were completely uninvolved.
Dark money transactions performed over a long period of time in the same establishment certainly do point to some kind of involvement from the establishment's owner, yourself. But if you were to provide any kind of proof that this Gadrin fellow is the one who was conducting these deals, perhaps if you had a ledger of some sort, or a witness, an eyewitness, or someone from his gang, or an associate, anyone that could corroborate the story, I'm sure that would go well, but without some really hard evidence like that, I don't see this going anywhere but south.
Felix listens to that and looks sad for a moment, and then redoubles his efforts to present a positive outlook, even in the face of bad news, and says, "I've already gone over every scrap of paper I can find in the bar, but I can only think to go out into the city at large and try to find this evidence, because it is not within the walls of this building."
Well, you'll have to find it somewhere outside the walls, then. Look, it's late, Felix. I need to get back to the office.
Of course. You've taken all the time in the world to come out here to the back of the Midlands and try to give me more helpful advice. By all means, please I hope you get home safe. And Felix begins to immediately really go to get her coat, and make sure she has all her things, playing every part the good host and then some.
Well, all I can do is wish you good luck. Come and see me if you've managed to find anything new.
Of course.
And she will exit the building. And I just realized while we were doing that I did not have the correct date. or time set in Foundry. So
So we're just rapidly progressing forward.
Yeah, I'm just mashing forward. Okay, it's supposed to be Callistrol the second, and it is late at night, so it's like 19 o'clock currently. Okay. Okay, so you help her out. She leaves, and as you close the door and look around this kind of now old and dusty bar with no one to with no customers, you've not really had any need to clean the place. Cobwebs have started to show their faces in every corner.
It's a place
dust.
without its purpose.
Yeah. There's... You notice one of the glasses, like one of the steins, a glass stein? You notice a glass stein on the bar counter that is face down. You don't remember taking it off the shelf.
Weird, because like this place was of course put away and like packed up over a year ago. Felix will go over and investigate it. Like, what is it doing down there?
Yeah, sometimes you live upstairs, so sometimes you come down here and hang out for just for the nostalgia of it while you try to figure out what to do next. But you rarely ever take the things off the... you would normally drink from the bottle straight, perhaps, than bother to pour yourself something. So it is strange to see the glass here. As you approach, you realize that the glass is face down on top of what appears to be a card of some kind. You can see the card back just like I showed everyone else. I have to find the right card. But presuming that you slide the glass off and lift up the card, flip it over. Where is it? I probably should have pulled these out beforehand. Oh, there it is. Flip. Okay. Alright. You pull the card. It is the midwife. A kind of creepy looking card. It is a newborn fetus in some kind of birthing pool, with kind of terrifying looking little beady red eyes and like a flaming head. And it's giving some kind of weird hand sign. Index and middle finger down, pinky and ring finger up. And on the front, there is text written in a bright red ink.
Felix begins to read. What does the card say?
I know what Gaedren has done to you. He has wronged me as well. I know where he dwells, yet cannot strike at him. Come to my home at 3 Lancet Street at sunset. Or, sorry, not at sunset. It should be at night. After sunset. After sunset, there we go. Come to my home at 3 Lancet Street after sunset. Others like you will be there. Gaedren must face his fate, and justice must be done.
Felix will read that, take a look around just to make sure that like no one jumps out of the shadows, and like thinks for a minute that this is probably the first break he's gotten in the better part of a year, and this, whatever thread this could at least be something else aside from sitting in this bar and waiting for the news to change. So he grabs a cloak and heads out the door.
Okay. The other two of you, Regan and Mayhem, you read the same exact text. And I will presume on your behalf that you decide to make your way towards this mysterious address.
Yes.
No, I go to sleep. I throw away the
night.
card.
Sorry. I'm just gonna go to bed.
Good night. I sleep soundly and better than I
Felix
ever
shows
have.
up there alone. Hey,
No,
everyone.
I'll go.
Anyone?
Okay. You know what? Just why don't each of you roll a d20 for me? I'll just it's kind of a pseudo initiative.
Ooh.
Ooh, Felix is running there.
Okay. Felix is actually the closest anyway. So Felix, then Regan, then Tullios. Okay. Let's see. I am getting lost in my own maps. Okay. So, the three of you will make your way to this address. I don't know where Regan is. They've disappeared. Oh,
I'm
they're
up. How do
Very
I
tiny.
ping?
I got you.
Yeah, there.
there.
So
huge
fast.
map. Me remodeling all of
I'm running.
Corvosa. Okay.
Yeah, I was noticing.
I wanted a nice map for.
It is a
for
nice
play.
map. It's high def.
Okay. So the three of you independently make your way towards this mysterious address on Lancet Street. We'll say it is 20 o'clock. And I believe it was Felix who's going to arrive first.
Yes.
So, all right, activate. Okay. So, you are walking down the street. There are street braziers lit. Normally the guard comes by and lights the braziers as they do their patrols. And you're looking at the card, looking at the addresses on the various houses. When you come across what appears to be the correct address, it's a smaller house, kind of wedged in between a set of much larger houses. It looks like maybe a kind of small two-story house, sort of square footprint, no more than, like 30 by 30. There's a small fenced-in yard with some bushes of flowering bushes in the front. You can kind of make out their dim purple buds in the moonlight and torchlight.
Is the house lit up like someone's home, or is it dark and quiet as the rest of the night?
There seem to be, so there's two windows at the front, the left and right of the door. And you can see through them. They've got there seems to be some kind of like shimmery like white curtain on the inside, but it's fairly translucent, and you can see the kind of faintest of light, probably candlelight, sifting through.
Okay, so someone's home, but they're not being ostentatious about it. If there's some light source, it's faint. Felix will take a look around the neighborhood and like double check that the address is correct. But
okay,
barring
as you're walking around, the street is pretty quiet this time of night. But as you're walking around, you notice footsteps. Where is? Oh, I see. I've hidden the icon. There we go. As a black catfolk comes walking down the street, holding a tarot card in their hand, or Harrow card in their hand, much like yours.
who sees who first?
You
don't
spot
know
each other
if,
kind of at the same time.
The the thing we're using to talk
Felix
to
will
each
just
other
kind of
is
look for
messing
a
up.
moment
I
and
keep
then,
bumping
like,
between people, and
hold
I
up and
can't
wave
hear
the tarot
other
card?
people.
Oh, hold on, Alex. Is it? Sorry, yeah. What's happening?
I don't know if that's. I can't hear. I can't hear
I
Alex
can't
at
hear
all, or
Char?
see Alex. Let me.
I
try-
cannot
okay.
either.
Let me
I
try
can hear
reloading
Char.
into.
I can see them
Yeah.
talking.
Something else real quick.
Try reloading if you
Give me
can.
1 sec.
We're using new software. It's sometimes it works. It's better when it is working. It is showing a lot of packet loss for Char, for what it's worth. Alright, Char will be back shortly. While
After
Char...
these messages will be
Okay.
right
Maybe you
back.
don't see a catfolk at all.
Maybe we just retcon that.
No, there were some footsteps. Felix turns around, nothing there. Just a creepy night.
It's not a cat folk, it's an actual cat.
Yeah. Mr. Mayhem, which direction would you kind of approach the house from? Would you be walking the street or coming through the back alleys, or?
I would try to be coming from the back alley, but seeing somebody already out there would definitely have me on edge.
Okay, so let's say you are walking in from behind the house.
There they are.
Over here. And you see Felix over there. Is it better, Char?
I'm waiting for Alex to load in. I'm trying it on Chrome now to see if that was the issue. Oh. Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you.
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay.
I cannot hear Char.
All right, I can see everyone.
I will reload.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Because now
new
I can see and
software.
hear Alex.
Software who just...
Okay, so Char can see and hear everybody. We're reloading Alex. Cool.
I also can't see the map.
Oh, you can't see the
Oh,
map.
that's because... Well, that's because...
Oh, Yeah, I made you
Yeah.
invisible again.
Oh,
So that's normal.
okay. All right, cool.
That's to be
That's
expected.
okay.
All right, sounds like we
Alright.
here. I just retconned slightly. Mayhem's gonna appear first.
Okay.
You know what?
that's-
Sure,
that's
fine.
good.
Fuck it.
We
Fuck
all
it,
just
you're
showed
all
up
here.
at the same time.
Oh my
Just all
god.
pointing at each other.
Yeah, Mayhem, you notice, you hear footsteps of this catfolk walking, and then you kind of spot from the bushes the other man standing over here. Oh, right, we didn't actually get a description of Felix. Felix, would you like to describe yourself?
Sure. As you see Felix, he's sort of an older Varisian male, brown hair, brown eyes, just a hair under 6 feet tall. And like at first glance, you see a fashionable gentleman, but the closer you look, the more details you pick up. Like the jacket's from 3 seasons ago. The haircut could be a little more neat if you tried. Felix is a warm and welcoming face, but also like has the signs of having lived a life with many late evenings and adventure in the city.
All right. Well then, you notice each other.
Ah.
Maybe Mayhem is maybe unnoticed at the moment. Actually, what's your stealth DC?
So my stealth DC is 14.
14. Okay. Yeah, roll I'm not going to bother rolling perception checks. They haven't noticed you yet, Mayhem.
Okay.
But okay,
I'll just-
looks like Regan is approaching Felix.
Yeah. Walk right up. Is this your house?
Gosh, I wish. No, I got a weird kind of message that said I should come here.
Ah.
How about yourself?
Regan produces the card. This message?
And,
Someone
like-
broke into
like-
my dorm to give me this.
Felix holds up his card, and it's like someone seems to have at least a bit of a sense of style.
I guess that's what you could call it.
But yes, otherwise the same message. Did it tell you to come here because of a certain someone?
Oh, we're being cagey. Maybe. But yes. Do you know Gadrin Lamb?
Oh, do I ever?
Oh, good. Is
Never
he your
has-
friend?
Friend is not the word I would use at the current time.
Oh, that's good.
I am aware of his existence.
And what exactly are you aware
Oh
of?
my god.
Ah,
That.
A man steps out from the shadows.
Oh, is this your house?
No. I got invited
Okay.
here like you two.
Oh,
And
that's
he also holds up a similar card.
I thought we were about to get murdered, but it's good to
Well,
know.
What do you know about Gadrin?
He's just the least reputable human in the whole of the city. Up to and including getting my bar closed. But generally speaking, if there's a piece of illegal activity, he's probably going to find a way to get his claws into it one way or another and profit from that endeavor. I'm Felix, by the way.
Oh, hello. I'm Regan.
Good.
Who are you?
And you would be...
Do you have a name?
Some people call me Mayhem. I don't really care.
Well, that's very
So-
dramatic.
Sure.
It's nice to meet you, Mr. Mayhem.
Nice to meet you too, Felix and Regan.
Yes.
Great.
That is what some people also call me. And my parents.
Wonderful. So you don't know anything more about this Gadrin?
Sure, I know about
he's-
as much as you.
Personally responsible for making my life miserable. But I would love to know how he has also made your lives a minor hell.
The music is a bit loud for me to hear some people.
Is the music loud? All right, I
A
can
little
turn it
bit.
down more.
Yeah.
I've turned it down even more.
Okay.
Big crescendo
that
all of a
better?
sudden.
I think so. Wait. Let me make sure I have everyone up correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you also have everyone turned up in the.
Yeah.
But Felix just asked, how do you make? How has Gadrin made your lives hell?
Oh. He killed my best friend. Well, indirectly, but his drugs killed my best friend.
I'm so sorry.
Not as
That's
sorry as he'll
purpose?
be.
Was that on purpose that he killed your best friend, or was that an accident?
I said indirectly. I feel like that was rather clear.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he didn't try to kill people on purpose and got your friend on accident.
Oh, suppose that's true. Oh, no, I just think my friend was addicted to drugs and got a bad batch.
It sounds like something that Gadrin would do. It's not enough to do one crime. You have to make a compound crime, like selling drugs that kill people.
Now,
He's gotten into kidnapping children too.
oh my god.
That was a new form of evil that I was not aware he engaged in. But,
What hasn't he done?
Add it to the list.
I guess once you start with a life of crime, it's really just about momentum.
I'd say that. Now, So you all didn't invite any of us here, so I'm assuming it's whoever's in the house.
Yes. I suppose we haven't knocked yet.
No, we haven't. And how do I put this? I wonder what connection they're going to have found all of us around the city. Felix begins to follow Regan towards the door.
And Regan will knock on the door. Knock, knock.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm knocking so high up, but
Yeah, as you knock on the door, like your first tap on the door actually causes it to kind of like creak inward.
oh, great. More doors that are ajar.
And the door opens, revealing a very elaborate sort of living room. There are a multitude of brilliantly colored carpets scattered about the floor. And in the back of the room, there is a very nice looking what do you call these? A banquette, like a bench, with a number of crimson pillows laid out on it. And in front of that is a beautiful hardwood table with a red cloth draped over it, a number of candles, and a few interesting skulls of creatures you've never seen before are kind of scattered about the surface. But the center of this space is left like wide open on the table. There are a number of potted plants and bushes, potted plants and flowers rather, scattered about the room, on shelves, on bookcases. This And there are 3 chairs placed in front of the table.
What an unusual number of chairs. The exact amount for the people we have here.
You see a few other chairs in the sides of the room, but there are 3, yes, very, very cleanly arranged in front of the table.
Third door that I'm
Hello?
seeing here to the west.
Yes, there's a door in the far side of the room, to the west. And
As we've
you
made all
all-
this noise
Yeah.
entering, has there been a single sound in the house?
You hear, especially once Regan says hello,
Hello.
you hear a sound, the door at the back opening, and a woman stepping through. She seems to be a Varisian woman. Dark black hair, tanned skin, a red bandana wrapped around her head. And I can show you what she looks like. There's a slowness to her movements, a sadness to them, as she drifts into the room. I'm sorry for keeping you waiting, my friends. Please, close the door, she says as she closes the door behind her.
Of course. Thank you
then-
for the invitation.
She nods as she makes her way over to the table and sits. Thank you for putting up with my unconventional method of contacting you, she says, her eyes looking down at the table as she takes a seat. And she looks up at the 3 of you and gestures to take a seat wherever you feel comfortable. Regan sits in the back of the room.
What a
You can
cat.
hold
What a cat.
shift when you're dragging to sit off square.
Reagan's got to circle the chair a few times to make sure it's to the liking.
Gets on the table, starts pushing stuff off.
this is in the way, and I don't know why, and I can't explain.
She waits as you test out the various chairs.
This
in the
thing in
room and
particular.
come settle down in the center chair. I apologize for not coming to you directly. I have reason to remain hidden, you see. A vicious man would see great harm done to me if he knew I was reaching out for help. That man has done something terrible to each of you as well, I take it. I speak, of course, of Gadrin Lamb, a man whose cruelty and capacity to destroy the lives he touches are matched only by his gift for avoiding reprisal. You see, a year ago, his thieves stole this, my Harrow deck, from me. She slides a deck of cards onto the table in front of you, and places it in the center. It's important to me, an heirloom passed down through a dozen generations, and also my sole means of support. When Lamb's pickpockets stole it, my son Aaron tracked them down and returned my deck to me, but Gadrin had him followed, and as soon as he left my home, Gadrin's thugs murdered him. In cold blood, in the middle of the street. I sought help from the Corvosan Guard, but they turned me away. And so I asked around. I paid bribes. I consulted my Harrow deck for advice, and recently I was rewarded. I found out where Gadrin dwells, she says, looking up at the 3 of you. He can be found in an old fishery to the north of here, at West Pier 17, where he trains the abducted children he captures to be pickpockets and count his stolen treasures. but I regret to say that I need your help. I cannot hope to face this man on my own, and the guard moves so slowly that if they were willing to help, Gaedren would certainly know about their coming well in advance. And even if they did arrest him, what guarantee would I have that he be punished? The criminal has evaded the law for decades, but you know these frustrations as well, for word on the street has it that Gaedren has wronged each of you as well. So, there we are. It's time for him to pay.
Mm.
She places her hand on the Harrow deck.
You want your cards back? Regan shows the card.
Yeah, Felix immediately offers it up, not knowing.
Yeah,
it was
you
there.
reach for your card and realize that it's gone.
Oh! Well, how fun.
Ah.
Actually, I have a question. The cards have
Yes.
any specific meaning? Is there a reason you chose the cards you gave to us? Or are they just random cards?
You ask her.
Yeah,
Is that okay?
because mine was very strange.
They were the cards of my last reading. I thought they were appropriate for myself, but she begins shuffling the deck of cards. Their meaning is not for you. The cards hold a different message for the three of you. She begins... She's shuffled the cards and has laid out a set of 9 before you.
What kinds of messages can the cards convey?
They convey messages of the past, the present, and the future. They can predict various things, though. In the time of Lost Omens, their use has some diminished value, I suppose. You can never be 100% sure of what the future holds. You can only obtain glimpses of futures to be. And that is what the cards can show for you as well. Let's see. I will pull you guys over here.
When did
Set
she
you on
get
the
so
table.
big?
She's gotten ginormous. Whoa, it's Zalara.
We're so small.
I forgot to tell you my name. My name is Zalara Esmeralda. It is a pleasure to meet you all. Please, I would perform a reading for you before you begin on your journey.
Ooh,
Thank you. It's wonderful
exciting.
to meet you despite the circumstances. And I think we'd love the help.
It is always interesting meeting those whose destinies are intertwined with that of your own. She lays out the 9 cards on the table. And let's
Ooh.
see. Okay, so here we have our first reading.
Yay.
Wow.
We will begin by performing the choosing. These cards will impart some amount of meaning to where you're at in your journey. And should they show up in the actual spread, they will have additional significance for you. If you would first, and she will gesture. Actually, any of you can pick first. Tell me who's picking first, and then you can pick one of the 9 cards.
Does
She
anyone
looks at the
want to
3
go
of you.
first?
You all look at each other.
Felix will reach out towards the cards.
Okay.
I think after gazing at them a moment, we'll pick this one. Do I drag it into my character or just click
No,
it?
I think you just click it.
I am clicking a thing.
Is it working?
No.
Maybe
I'm
you do
clicking on
drag it.
the top right card.
Top right card.
Yes, top row, rightmost card. I cannot drag it. I cannot click it.
Oh,
Oh. All right. Well,
That-
I've chosen that one for you. then.
Okay. That was the bottom.
thought-
That
Oh, I wonder. Okay. Well, all right. I'll do the clicking for you, I guess. That sucks. Let's see. Can I? Okay, that's fine. Okay, we'll start with Felix. It was the top right from your perspective, but it's actually the bottom right. You're looking at the cards upside down. Sure, whatever. In any case, you draw the bottom right card. You reveal the locksmith. She looks at the card a moment and thinks to herself, the locksmith. I sense that you are about to find the keys that will unlock your destiny. These keys may unlock doors that you would rather not have opened, or perhaps... No, perhaps there's something within you that is yet to be unlocked. Once the door is open, it cannot remain closed forever, so be wary of what choices you make in the immediate future. She looks to the other two of you. Who wants to pick next?
I can try my hand. Woo! Okay, that's
Did it
the
work?
one I get, I guess. I
Okay.
just clicked choose card.
Oh, I see.
I
Okay.
randomly picked one.
I thought maybe you were going to be able to click the specific ones, but okay. All right. Regan reaches out and draws the top right card, the Juggler. She thinks a moment. The Juggler, one who plays with the powers of life and death. You hold the destinies of others within your hands. You're trying to juggle a great many tasks. I sense. You will require intense focus to make sure you do not drop the balls, as it were. She then looks to Mayhem.
We'll draw a card. It's going for the center
Ooh.
one and getting the crows.
Okay.
Isn't that the one I started with?
It is the one you started with, as it turns out.
That's not weird at all. That's not weirding me out at all.
does it still have the
Crows.
text on it?
No, it does not. The text is not present on the card. The crows have taken something valuable from you. And it seems that you have become a raven yourself. There's an aura of violence around you. If you are not careful... She pauses a moment. She does not continue. In any case, and she takes the cards back, shuffles them up. Please remember your cards, for if they show up in the spread, they mean they have an increased importance.
Ooh.
She then shuffles the cards and deals out a new set of 9 in a 3x3 grid. I will now perform your reading. We will start on the left-hand column. She gestures. This is the past. This represents the things that have already happened to you. It represents law, for the past is ordered and finite and fixed. The center column represents the present, the neutral cards. These cards are manifestations of where you are at right now in your journey, the state of the world at present. And the third column, it represents future or chaos. The future and chaos are unknown, always changing, unflinchingly so. The cards that are revealed here will inform you of your fate to come. The top row represents positive aspects, things that are generally good in meaning. The bottom row represent negative aspects, things that are generally problems that you will encounter. So, let us begin. And she begins with the positive past card, which she reveals as the Cyclone.
Ooh.
It is as I suspected. The Cyclone. It is a card that represents terrible trials, horrible pain that has been inflicted on each of you. But here, misaligned in its opposite position, it means that you have perhaps gained some kind of strength from this, a strength of purpose, perhaps, or a literal strength. Next, we have the Brass Dwarf, a true match. The trials that the Cyclone has presented to you, they have done more than give you strength. They have forged a protective armor around your spirits. In fact, your choices, well, you should not fret the decisions that you have to make, for you are invulnerable to the pain ahead. In the negative past, we draw the hidden truth. Misaligned. Partially. The hidden truth. Someone or something is hiding a dark secret from you. Something very significant, and when it comes to light, it will bring you great turmoil. Perhaps turmoil for all of Korvosa. To the present, positive present, we draw the Teamster. The road you walk now is filled with tribulations, but external pressures will push you towards bettering yourselves. Perhaps the external pressures are each other, the ones you see in this room, or perhaps those pressures come from elsewhere, a figure of authority. The center card, the Waxworks, a card of hopelessness. But here, presented in its neutral state, it represents a false lack of hope. You should not be worried about the events that are to come, for you will persevere through them. Things are not as hopeless as they will seem. And as she draws the next card, the Sickness, she pauses. Oh dear. A true match for the Sickness. This has dark meanings. Something or someone that you seek is currently festering in the clutches of another. If you do not make haste, I fear you will lose it forever. And she moves on to the future. The Liar, in the positive future positioned, perfectly misaligned. It's not perfectly misaligned, partial match, misaligned. The Liar is not someone lying to you for ill. It seems that you will meet Perhaps a beautiful soul, disguised as something more untoward. Lies shroud their true nature. It would be wise not to judge those too harshly that you do not know. The theater. In the unclear future, the theater represents, well, it means that the stage has been set. You have no... She thinks a moment. That's me thinking, actually. At the very least, this bodes well for the accuracy of the reading. All that's left is for you to act out the roles that you have been given. And then she moves to the final card. The twin in the negative future position. This means that your path leads you to a quest of dual purpose. One that is known and one that is concealed, possibly for the ill. I would be wary of the path you tread, at least for unseen motivations or unseen directives given to you. And with that, she kind of pulls the cards back together and shuffles the deck.
Ooh.
I hope this reading proves useful to you.
Very exciting.
Sure. Whatever this is.
It'll certainly give
for.
us something to think about as we give Gadrin a visit.
West Pier 17, you said, right?
Yes. That is where he and his minions can be found. Ah, and I believe you'll be needing this, she says. This chat has redeemed earlier in the stream a card draw. And we have drawn the Traitor. I've drawn it from my physical tarot deck. The Traitor. We have our first Harrow card. What are you? You are... Books. Books, the Traitor. Alright. I guess we don't have the cards on that screen. But, okay. We now have our cards in the corner.
Neat.
You can see which cards are active. Alright. Should you find anything of my son, please, do not hesitate to return here to me.
Of course.
What does he look like? Or, I guess it's his objects. He's dead. What are his objects? What are his interests? How will we know?
He had a Harrow deck much like mine, she says after a brief pause. It would mean a great deal if it was returned to me.
All right. We'll look for it. Or I'll keep an eye out for it.
She nods. Thank you. You don't know how much this means to me.
Well,
Does Gadrin know we are going to be paying him a visit?
She
I hope
shakes
so.
her head. I wouldn't dare reveal such a thing to him.
Then at least we have the element of surprise.
let's go kill him. I have a test to take. I don't have time for this. I have to
Back up.
study.
What does this have to do with the test?
Test.
Is it
I
is
have
the
to
test
take a
practical
test.
murdering?
No, it has nothing to do with murder.
What
It's
kind of
everything
school
to
do you
do.
go to, kid?
Oh my god, I go to the academy. Haven't you heard of it?
The Academy of Murders?
No. They do not specialize in murder at the academy. They specialize in summoning
find
and
the
a bunch
door.
of trash you can't really use.
It's
This
like I
is the
couldn't
conversation we
door.
are having as we are walking.
Literally trying to fumble for the doorknob because
I can't believe it. Are you what kind of education do you two have that you've never heard of the academy?
do I look like I have an
Biggest one in the
education?
city.
It's a
I
big
do
city.
not judge people
Anything
based
is-
on their appearances, whether or not they're educated. But now that I look closer at you, perhaps I should have thought so.
All right. Well, so I think both of you probably have heard of the academy. It is a massive
Yes,
fucking school.
I have
in
heard of the
center
academy.
city. But yes, you could certainly play it, not having heard of it.
I'm
Okay.
being mocked in my own city.
Let's see. Let me. I was this in the wrong order. There we go. Okay. So you make your way towards the fishery, which is actually very close. Here, let me
Convenient.
bring you to Corvosa. Or assume, are you going straight away? Like straight there?
I have nothing else to do. If this is the
I have
best
a
lead I've had in
test
months.
to take. I have to be back. I have to study for these stupid exams. I'm going.
All right. Well then, straight to the old fishery. So you walk as a group down the street over towards the docks, and turn the corner, head north a little bit.
Trying to be
Later,
subtle.
I will put more lights around.
Street lamps.
Yeah. And make your way over towards the building. It's barely a block away from here.
Oh. I was really close.
It was really close. Here,
Because Skadron believes in hiding in plain sight.
So you guys would have come from the southwest. So as you approach, you can see this old building in front of you. It's an old wooden building. It's jutting out over the water a bit. The water is the river Jagare, named after one of the founders of the city, the famous gentleman explorer Montalarian Jagare.
Big
yes,
old
you
house
see
named after them.
an old rickety wooden building. The entrance is just ahead of you over I don't have my cursor on. Yeah, entrance is pretty clear just in front of you. There's an old sign hanging over the door frame, over a set of two double doors. To the sides, you can see there's like a one of the long docks here to your immediate right to the east. There's also a bit of like old-looking kind of rickety scaffolding along the southern side of the building. And you can just make out from the street braziers, there's a number of carts that seem to be kind of left alone beside what looks like maybe another kind of entrance of the building. You're not really sure. There seems to be some kind of... The north part of the building looks like maybe a kind of roughly constructed addition. It's pretty shoddy construction all around. There's no one outside. You don't see anyone outside. And you can approach as stealthily or unstealthily as you wish.
Like to be somewhat stealthy. Are there any windows of note besides these doors?
Yes, you can actually see from here that there are windows in a couple spots. Actually, there's a window here, and there's a window over here, but they're currently boarded up. You could maybe peek through the cracks of the boards, but yeah, they're pretty boarded up and kind of like nailed shut.
Okay. Then I think I'm gonna try and check that out and see if I can peek in through the window boards, if at all possible.
This is exploration mode. I assume avoid notice is sort of a default thing here, I guess. But if you're doing any other type of exploration action, let me know.
I will avoid notice. Maybe.
Guess I'm investigating.
Okay.
Hey, where's the little buttons? Oh, there they are.
I need to get used to my new setup. Get better. Let's do that.
Oh. Where did you
I
go?
have come to check the window.
Oh yes,
There you are.
Mayhem moved off into the darkness. There's not a whole lot of light here tonight. It's pretty dark when you're outside of the Brazier's view. But you peek in through the window, Tullios. You try to peer through the cracks, and you give me a perception check.
Question marks.
Okay. It's a room. It's really dark. You can just barely make out what's probably a bed, and there's like a lump in the bed. Maybe someone's sleeping in it.
I'm not seeing any movement though, indistinct or otherwise.
Not from this like sliver that you're looking through now.
Okay.
And through it's pretty dim light too.
I mean, it's getting late. People would be asleep for the night or something. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I guess by now it's probably 21 o'clock. So yeah, pretty dark this time of year.
Really can't see much inside, so you want to just kick down the door?
Before we go kicking,
Oh shoot! This is probably gonna make a bunch of sounds. It's not. Maybe not.
is track a exploration activity that would make sense in this moment? Like my desire would be to figure out if there's an obviously common route in or out of the building that's been used. Like this is the sort of thing that would wear a path.
Oh sure. Yeah, that would be a survival check to track. Yeah.
Let's do one of those.
No.
That is a natural one. You do have hero points. You have 2 hero points currently. You could use a hero point to re-roll that, should you wish.
Let's try that. Just to give the hero point system a go and to maybe not have my first roll of the game.
All right, we're using a hero point.
Yeah.
Oof.
All right, you re-rolled that into a 14 for a 15 total. Okay, so you kind of approach a bit and are looking at the kind of tracks here. You see a very lightly worn path, maybe something very infrequently used, that goes over towards this kind of like rickety scaffolding on the side of the building. There's a decent amount of foot traffic here in the by the main entrance. Looks like perhaps maybe medium creatures, like medium-sized creatures, standard adults. You also notice as you're kind of walking around the side of the building, some smaller footprints. Maybe children, teenagers, and could be halflings, you're not sure. And once you get over here towards this back side of the building, you notice actually pretty heavy foot traffic coming in this way. And you can kind of peek around the corner here and see that there's like an old wooden ramp that leads into the building. Or maybe not old, but kind of rickety. There's a number of wagons laid out here, and it looks like this is some kind of service entrance. But there's a lot of tracks here. Like, this path is very, very well worn.
Is it like an open ramp into the building, or is there a door there that's closing it off?
You could approach a bit further if you want. Just from around this corner, you can see that it's a ramp, but you could approach for it closer if you wish.
Yeah, Felix will peek around the corner.
Okay. You kind of carefully make your way around this wagon, and if you're avoiding notice, you're kind of keeping low. You can't really see too well inside. It looks like the ramp goes up onto some kind of platform, and maybe there's a door beyond that, but you're not sure. Without additional light, you can't tell.
No, I think this is the point where Felix will gesture to the others.
So kind of look out behind the building and gesture to them.
Yeah. But there may be a quiet way in this way. With everyone here, Felix will kind of gesture at the tracks in the ground and say that it looks like both a gaggle of small creatures and wagons comes through here on the regular.
Small creatures?
Children, halflings. You can't it's just the footprints are small, but the size is the size is small, but the footprints are numerous.
Mm.
And how do I put this? Solara did say that this is where Adrian builds up his empire. So this may be actually one of those the building where he does the staging for a lot of criminal acts around the city.
What are we waiting for?
That's a good question. Would you like to?
Someone who enjoys
You seem very
hitting
rigorously into just walking in, so Regan's will stay back a little bit. But
Is there any light that I can tell from this vantage point down the ramp?
Nope,
Or are we heading into complete darkness?
Yep, you're heading into complete darkness. It
Cool.
looks like the buildings there's no light on in the building. You're just getting whatever dim light you've got from the braziers nearby.
Yeah. Well,
you
then I'm gonna have to
see-
break out the torch.
ah,
So I will break out the torch and light the torch.
Should be able to get that. I think if you put the torch in your hand.
Oh,
and
I'm
put
looking exploration. I was like, where is it? It's somewhere in here. There we go.
All right. So you pull out a torch and light it with one hand.
Mhm.
Now you can more clearly see up this ramp. It leads up to a set of double doors. So it leads up onto a kind of pretty badly constructed, or like loosely constructed wooden platform with lots of planks. Some of the planks are missing. There's pretty wide gaps in some spots, but you can see down into the kind of water below if you were to go up the ramp. At the top of the ramp, there's two doors, looks like loading doors perhaps, for materials maybe brought in or taken out from this place. But it looks like there's also perhaps something, there's perhaps more around the corner to your left, but to the east.
And I will start to creep up.
Okay. Still avoiding notice, being stealthy, you kind of make your way
best
up
I can with the
kind
torch.
Yep. Avoiding notice is good for not stepping on the creaky stair. So you're making your way up the creaky ramp. It's not too bad, honestly. Very light squeaks. Haven't been any louder than your conversation thus far. But you reach around, get around the corner, and you can see. I think when you were peeking, you could see there's some kind of cart stored in this sort of loading area that's got a couple of barrels stacked up on it. And you might have also been able to see a
Just a bit of that,
ramp that leads down towards the water.
Okay, well that's probably not where we're headed, so... Are there any windows from this side at all, now that we've got the torch in hand?
No windows now.
Probably for the best.
Make your way
Hopefully.
onto the platform.
Mhm.
You can see that cart with the barrels on top of it. The lids are kind of loosely placed, and there's some kind of maybe some kind of dried liquid on the sides of some of them that you can see.
Dried liquid. Is there a coloration to it? Staining on the wood?
With the torch, yeah, it's kind of like a greenish brown color.
That's unpleasant.
Oops! Don't climb up it. Okay, she's climbing up it.
Just like a cat, just gotta get close and personal, sniff it up.
I have to stare at it. Can I try and figure out if I know what this liquid is?
Yeah, go ahead and give me. This would be a crafting check, I think, to identify it.
Ooh, crafting. I'm good at crafting. I say before I roll a 1. 12 for 18.
18. Okay. You look at these barrels and take a look at the material, and you kind of scrape a little bit off. Run it through your fingers. Looks like some kind of like slurry or a slop. You taste a little bit of it. Really salty. This is some kind of. It seems like maybe food or like a soup of some sort.
Ah.
It's got a very fishy taste, which you might enjoy.
Yeah. That's tasty food. They're just leaving it out here with no refrigeration. It's upsetting. All right.
Can't believe you tried that.
I mean, gotta know what it is.
On the
With your
plus
mouth,
side, they're
though?
still alive.
There's another doorway over here to the
Oh, that's like
east.
a hall.
Yeah, to the east, that's kind of a ramp that leads down closer to the water, and this little landing down here where this doorway is like kind of just above the water.
Mhm.
But this doorway goes into what looks like the kind of lower half of the building.
You know what I see? I see 3 doors and 3 people.
Oh no!
No. This
Is
not
this where I open the
time.
door and pretend that I'm a homeless person who needs a place to sleep for the night?
Oh God, I forgot. I'm gonna have like dock lore by the end of this.
Oh god!
What do I know? About
Please don't.
dock?
I've
Know
given you
everything
so
about
many bonus
fisheries.
lores.
So I think detect magic is a little weird, but can I detect magic on the doors? Maybe they'd have some kind of alarm that would have a magical aura. So
Okay. Yeah,
Just-
you cast detect magic, checking the doors to that Tullios is in front of, the double doors here, and the door down the ramp. And neither is giving off any kind of magical aura that you can feel. No magic here.
okay, that is good.
Are there any obvious, like, notifying mechanisms? Opening the door is going to ring a bell someplace, going to drop a trapdoor from underneath us?
No,
A
but
giant
as you
padlock.
approach the door, you can see that it's got a lock on it.
Ooh.
This set of double doors here. And actually, if you look down the stairs, you can see that door also has a lock on it.
Also, well.
I think I can help with at least the lock part of this problem.
Oh,
Oh,
let me back out of your way. Hold the torch for you.
Felix will grab essentially a shard of metal from his cloak and set to work on the lock.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a thievery check.
One of these.
Ooh,
Ooh.
solid.
That is good. That is a success to start with. So you've got. It seems like now you're starting to kind of fiddle with this. Looks like there's 3 pins, and you've got one up successfully. You'll need 2 more successes. Go ahead and roll again.
Roll.
14. That's a failure, but not a critical failure. So you take a little bit more time, but no progress yet. But you don't lose any progress.
It's a rusty lock. Like we're here on the side of the water.
Yeah, you're pretty close to getting it, but 18 for a 24. That is another success. You've almost got it. Just one more pin. And a 21. Shoot. The lock comes undone.
Oh, a tricky one, but not too tricky.
Better than my method.
Felix will push the door open slowly.
Okay. You
How does
push the door open slowly. One of the 2 halves of the door is open slowly. And reveal a somewhat stark room. There's a pungent... actually, let me double check, but I think you smell that pungent fishy smell. I forget
Regan's eyes grow
sometimes.
wider.
Ooh, what a delight.
Yeah, it would make sense for me to have this open. Oh yeah. You are immediately hit with a very pungent smell of rotting fish, and you can see in this. It seems to be some kind of large basin that is filled with. It's got a bunch of like this thick viscous liquid in it, but also has a bunch of kind of just like rotting dead fish sitting around in the pool. Looks like Tullios has opened the other door and you've entered. You can see as well that the over here beyond the pool, it looks like the stuff from this pool drips through the wall down into another room, and possibly into another pool of some kind. It's like things are sort of fermenting here and then getting the liquid is draining out into another vat in another room down below. You also see there's a door to the northeast over there where Felix is. Tullios is making his way towards a small desk, and there's a cabinet in the top left part of the room. There's also another
Mayhem,
door
thank
to
you.
the south. Sorry, Mayhem, yes.
Who's Tullios?
I don't know, but he sounds
Mr.
handsome.
Mayhem. Oh.
If this is how fish sauce is made, my appetite is now immediately and forever turned.
I mean, if you don't like how it's made, I understand, but it doesn't make it taste less bad.
It's only a little rotted. Only a little bit.
What's on the
fine.
on this desk here? Are these papers of any note?
Indeed.
There are some papers there. There's also a... so on the desk is a curled up whip. It looks like a cat of nine tails kind of whip, with multiple prongs on it. The papers themselves seem to be sales for fish slurry, as well as quotas for fish slurry production.
I'm going to take this whip to start with.
All right.
Because whoever was using it does not need to be using that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I will put a whip in your inventory. You have a whip.
And the quotas, are they associated to names at all?
Yes. You see a list of names, most of which you don't recognize. You scroll through the list. Are you... I assume you're scrolling through the list.
I'm looking for a name, yes.
You do spot a Liz on the list. That could be her.
Could be.
You notice that
Hmm?
the this Liz's production seems to have declined, and the last few weeks have been 0.
I'm gonna start looking a little bit more earnestly. Is there a lock on any of these other doors?
Nope. Let me do Regan as well. Regan, you were
Yeah, sorry.
approaching
Before I skip ahead.
the cabinet over here.
Yeah, so I was gonna open the cabinet.
Yeah, you approach the cabinet and open it, and there's inside are a number of small crates, as well as one lockbox with a key.
Oh. And it has the key next to it. Or is
Oh, sorry, not a lockbox that should be unlocked with a key is what I meant to say.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, it's just sitting right
Conveniently,
here.
the key is right there.
Ooh, this seems
Super
bad.
smart box.
Yeah,
This-
Regan's to start rustling through the things in there to see what's what.
Okay.
The
The lockbox, you can kind of pick it up and shake it, and it's got it seems to have, sounds like at least coins in there. The other small crates, you can pick one up and shake it a little bit. Sounds like there's maybe vials of liquid inside. You could open it up if you want.
Yes, I will open it up.
Okay. You open up one of these boxes and see a set of small small glass vials with this kind of dark gray, silvery liquid inside. Underneath that is a number of at the bottom of the box, underneath some kind of straw, are a number of needles.
Oh. Can I consider what this is?
Yes, you are very familiar with what this is. Seems to be Shiver,
Ugh.
the drug. You've already done some research as part of your background. You know that this is the hallucinogenic venom of certain spiders.
Well, I will be pocketing all of this.
Okay.
Or am I-
There are a number of doses here. Let's say you take 9 doses.
I must
Good for a
dispose of
bender.
these properly and safely.
And
To the pharmacy.
you're taking the lockbox with you. It's
Yeah,
a little
I'll take the
heavy.
lockbox. Oh yeah,
on its
how
own.
heavy?
Let's see.
I'm not very strong.
If I put a chest in your
Oh.
inventory- It's not a 2 bulk chest. It is a 1 bulk chest. I'll call it locked lockbox. Okay. Yeah, it is 1 bulk.
Okay.
I put it in your bag.
Locked
Okay.
lockbox. Oh wait, can you unlock this lockbox,
I-
Felix?
Be happy to give it a try.
I forgot that you had the unlocking skills.
Sure.
So
All right.
Regan
Give me a thievery check.
I've just had too much free time on my hands.
18 is a failure. You get the sense that this is a
Ooh.
pretty hard lock.
A hefty lock.
This one might take me a minute or
Huh?
20. We may want to explore a bit and save
Yeah.
this for later.
I'll keep it in my.
Yeah,
Bang.
shaking it, you think it's mainly got coins in it, so there's not necessarily a rush.
Coins and drugs.
The coins won't expire on us.
Okay. Yeah, you glance back, worrying that this might take a while. You glance back and see Tullios. You see Mayhem standing at the door, torch in one hand, empty hand in the other.
Mr. Mayhem.
Yeah, we should probably keep exploring, unless there's anything interesting in the slurry pile.
Wait, do I need the syringes as well? Is that the main?
Use it.
You drink this?
No, I think normally you drink it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's like
No, it goes in your ear.
You don't need the syringes.
Oh, just like I'm ready.
You know, I said syringes, then realized it was an ingested poison. You can ingest stuff into your veins. That's kind of
It's like for
right?
the
Yum,
syringes they use for
yum.
children with just just to make sure
Yeah.
it gets in there all the way
for,
back
like,
in the back of the
when
throat.
I give my dog medicine, it's
Yes, exactly.
yeah,
Take your shiver.
yes.
You're gonna take it.
I need it. It just tastes so bad. They need it.
All right.
Take your shivering it back to the fish slurry.
Oh, that's what it takes, I suppose. Oh. I'm gonna open this door unless there's objections.
I have no objections.
The smell could only get better.
Yeah, Mayhem, you open the door, revealing a small room. It looks like it's maybe where the entrance is. You can see the other side of the entry door is over here on your right, to the west, and to your left you can make out two other doors. They're separate doors. They're right beside each other, but they seem to be separated by a wall divider. And then there's a sort of fourth destination door to the south. You step into the
doors
room
in here.
carefully, and actually,
Oh my god, there are a lot of doors.
Let me see. Give me no, I should do it like so. How do I do that? Sorry, there we go. Let's call that. Oh, and that should be like a. Sorry, I'm doing things in the background.
Secrets are happening. Question marks are being rolled.
Ooh.
Okay. Actually. You step into the room very quietly, and as you do, so you see there's this desk here. Looks like it's kind of like an entry desk, clearly to greet people who are entering. It looks old and disused. There are a couple of like really old, faded scraps of paper on the top. Oh, and thank you. Yes, I'll share this map later, by the way. There's also a rickety old chair here that looks like it's seen some use. The back looks like maybe I don't know what I was going to say there. It looks like this chair has seen some use. But you notice immediately after you step in that there is a dog sleeping under the desk.
Oh, very realistic dog.
A very hyper-realistic dog. It's like a really ugly, like mangy looking mutt. It hasn't noticed you though, for it is sleepy. This little eepy guy. Little eepy.
I don't want this dog to make noise, but I don't want to hurt it unnecessarily. I'm literally like, do I coup de grace the dog? Can I coup de grace the dog?
Our cat, close your eyes.
First episode. Does the dog get hurt in the show? Yes.
Can we give the
does
dog
die?
drugs and make it stay asleep?
I don't know what Shiver does. I've never taken it.
You don't know
Actually,
what Shiver does? Oh my goodness. Let me take
you
off
know,
my paper.
Let me back up slowly out of the room. Do you
Alright.
have one of the syringes for getting it into the mouth? We've established
Oh,
that's what
yes,
syringe is
they-
for. So
they
can we do
have
that with the
given
dog?
us these veterinary syringes for you. Do you actually want to give this dog Shiver?
I don't know what
That may have consequences we have not envisioned.
Does it make them
This dog's
tired or
gonna-
not?
Reagan, you would know the effects of Shiver broadly.
Does it make you like woo, and then you get
it-
sleepy?
Yeah, it makes you very you hallucinate and are frightened in the first stage. Then you become clumsy too, and then you fall asleep for an hour.
I mean,
So-
that
Dog be
sounds
scared.
like a good deal to me.
You gotta go through the stages of it. This dog's gonna start barking if it's scared.
That's true.
It might not wake
Just-
up if you're just injecting it.
I mean, that's what.
in the
Well,
mouth.
orally,
I-
obviously.
Yeah.
not
If you're
wake
injecting it orally, yeah, you like just go in the teeth. It seems to be sleeping pretty soundly.
I'm gonna try it.
Here
If
you
I can-
go. All right.
Yeah.
You know, here, -1. How do I give you my drugs?
You just drag it onto Mayhem's token.
Yeah.
Can I
it's
split
on
them,
my
or so you can
character
get all 9?
You should be. It should ask you how many you want to give when you do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Here, you can have
I think.
one.
I
Wait, what's
hope
the
one
weight
dose.
of this dog? How many do I think would be appropriate for
Well,
a dog
a full
of this
dose
size?
would be way too much for a dog of this size, I imagine. If it's an effective dose on a human, I'd imagine that's at least double an effective
The
dose on a
weight of
dog.
this dog.
Can
Are
I
you-
bring a non-drugs idea to the
Yes,
table?
will this kill the dog?
I'm
Can I
happy to.
medicine if I
This
feel
was
like
my
this
first
would
thought.
murder
Nobody
the
offered
dog?
any other alternatives, so I was
I'm
going
gonna
with.
assume that you like kind of close the door a little
Yeah.
bit, and while you like turn it or like whispering this to each
Yeah.
other.
Like, if
We
you-
we could go open the door on the other side, and then throw a rock outside, and then the dog runs out, and then we close the door behind it.
I feel like that makes noise too, and I definitely
not
feel for
wrong.
not hurting the dog. I definitely am not trying to hurt the dog, but I
doesn't
get the
need the
feeling if the dog wants to hurt us, it will, and I'd rather it be us versus the dog. And also, I don't
if
need
only I had
know if the dog has
detect
friends.
aura.
So, do you want to? We can try the rock
The
thing.
dog is-
Otherwise, I'm going to try
He
shooting
has
this dog up with drugs.
The
Yeah, rock
downside
works
is that with the rock thing, the element of surprise is gone. The dog is, of course, going to bark and run around. So, your idea preserves the surprise?
Reagan, you can give me a medicine check to try to determine an appropriate dose that won't just outright kill the dog.
Yeah, we don't want to kill the dog.
I really don't. I'm not trying to murder.
With a 15, can
15. Yeah.
we?
Yeah, you think you can portion out. You take one of the syringes and pull out a portion based on like your estimated weight of the dog, and then hand it over to
I've giveth it to
Mayhem.
you,
Yes,
I have
give
been
it.
given.
Mr. Mayhem.
Give it
I've
the.
given you the appropriate dog level dose.
Okay.
We'll make this dog.
Yeah, does no one carry around
clumsy.
sausages?
I don't have my
You
pocket
did.
sausage right now. I'm sorry.
Rip.
I have some alcohol.
You have alcohol.
Wait, I have rations. You can put them.
Oh,
little
sure.
pill-
Actually,
well, then the
rations
dog will
might have been
wake up and
viable
have to
too,
eat it.
but. Okay, so I'm gonna go back in. I'm gonna try and
Okay.
stealth over, and I'm going to
Yeah,
try
you
and.
I
Carefully
wanna.
open the door.
I don't like dogs. So.
I'm with you. We make quick exit.
The two of you back away into the dim light as Tullios makes Mayhem makes his way over towards the small dog.
Oh, it's small.
Yeah, I mean it's small size. It's not a medium-sized dog.
Oh, I was like, I thought it was
Yeah.
a big. Sure.
I mean, it's still not
Slug.
going to be a problem if it decides to
It's-
wake up.
It's
So
sleepy.
I will attempt to be stealthy, and I will attempt to
This dog's gonna
orally
have some weird
inject
dreams.
a non-lethal dose of the drug Shiver into the dog that I just found.
All right. I'm gonna have to call that a thievery check.
Yep.
Versus its perception DC. It is asleep, so it does have pretty bad perception right now.
I am trained in thievery.
All right. Well, and you've got Harrow points to
Oh,
use.
come on.
That
I'm going
was
to use a
a-
hero point.
All right.
The
that was an
second to
Apple
this
2 for 6,
session.
So. Oh, whoops! I just gave you a Harrow point. Let's remove a Harrow point.
Golly, I mean, it's a five
Maybe
on the
it's
die,
really
so it's a
bad
total
at
of 9, which is
perceiving.
better than 6.
Yeesh. That. Okay, so you try to get close and you reach down and like try to inject into like get it under the mouth, and it like snarls and growls, but you weren't able to get it in, but you didn't seem to wake it up. That was just a regular fail, not a critical failure.
Okay, so
You can
I didn't
try
waste
again.
the dose either.
No dose wasted.
Don't worry, I have 9.
Trying again.
Perception will go up slightly, but
I have another hero point, right?
You do have another hero point.
We just watch the constant like. I
Chat
can't
can
get
also
in.
give hero points should they be so blessed. All right. Well, as it turns out, the DC is in fact 12. So,
Okay, great.
you rerolled to a natural 8 for a 12. You're so nervous being this close to the dog. Oh, thanks for the hero point for me. Yeah, you're being very careful. You take a deep breath. You remember the hero reading. You're invulnerable to all circumstances, and you get it in. You inject, and now needs to make a fortitude save against Shiver. Let's see. Let me put this.
And he gets a natural
there.
20 because I can't.
And it is going to hold the save. And let's see what it gets.
It's like a very hardy dog.
Okay. It seems to go through. You kind of you like back off for a moment, and you see it start to like start to whimper a little bit and start to like move its little doggy legs, like it's like something's happened, and it's like running. It's lying down, but it's like running. It's starting to run. It's running.
Oh, it's so fast.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna actually back out of the room while it's busy going through its thing, and I'm gonna close the door. And I'm just gonna
So
go
how'd
over
it
to
go?
Regan and Felix.
How is it? You're not gonna
How long
watch?
does this stuff last for? Because that thing was
That's
going
about
nuts.
4 hours. You know.
It lasts for 4
Just 4
hours? That thing
hours.
is gonna be running in place for 4 hours?
Well,
it's gonna-
it'll
take it about 10.
clumsy.
Yeah, it'll take about 10 minutes for it to become frightened, and then an hour later, it'll hopefully be like fully sound asleep. So you've got an hour and 10 minutes to kill.
We
I
should
suppose
maybe
we could
come
just-
back.
We could just sneak past it. I mean, I don't know.
There
I mean,
are
you can
other
wait.
rooms and doors to explore.
There
That's
are.
true as well.
We can all take ship. I don't recommend it, actually.
What?
In
I was
fact,
gonna say,
no.
what? Yeah, that's nuts. Why do people do that stuff? Anyway,
It's not quite midnight yet, so you have the time if you wish to wait. But yeah, you can make your way over towards
What
one of the other
happens at
doors.
midnight?
Oh no, I just mean it's not like it's super early in the morning or something, and they're gonna all immediately wake up. If they're asleep, if everyone's asleep right now, they're probably still gonna be asleep in an hour. Is more of what I
Well,
thought.
Oh my
I'll
God,
open
we're
this
gonna
northeast
all
door
shiver.
here. And some
Chat's
stairs. it
getting
looks
such
like.
bad luck on hero point rolls today. Okay, so you make your way over to the door just north of the slurry making fountain. Open it, and you see a staircase leading down into that lower chamber.
Awful staircase.
I was gonna say, like, that is made out of trapdoors, right? It's just one contiguous hole to fall through.
Oh, I meant to tell you, players, I'm not allowing you to draw hero cards.
Oh, well, okay,
Sorry.
fine.
Can I
Womp
still
womp.
roll it
I was so
for
excited.
fun?
Oh, you can roll hero checks for other people if you want. I'll allow
okay.
that, but I will not allow you
But
to
no,
draw
no
a
hero
card.
cards.
Yeah, no hero
Okay.
card manipulation for the party. So you'll have to beg chat to
I'm
draw
just
hero
gonna-
cards for you.
Random. What is Heart of the Cards?
Heart of the Cards lets people pick a specific hero card from the deck if they wish.
Oh, that's fun.
Um,
Here, let me. I want to try one. Whee!
Alright.
Ah, nothing happened.
thank my husband Wesley for helping me set this up. We had too much fun setting up
That's pretty cool.
Streamerbot to do dice rolls and everything. But in any case, okay, yeah, you make it to. So yeah, you see these stairs leading down. You can see some crates down at the bottom of the stairs, and looks like the room continues there to the south. There are some windows here that are not boarded up. That you can. They're at your current height right now, so you can actually see over towards this window to the far side. You can just barely make out what looks like the side of a ship
Oh.
outside.
Right.
On the window.
Concerning. These stairs look
Oh.
carefully enough. Like they're not going to collapse out from under us from use. They just look dilapidated a little bit.
Yeah, they just look a little dilapidated. Yu Tosca has redeemed draw a card. We've drawn the
Ooh.
Uprising,
Ooh.
which is a strength card, hammers.
Did I read it right that I got a hero point?
Yep, you do have another hero point. You have 2. All of you have 2. We all have 2. Everybody's got 2.
Yay.
We all have to.
Okay. Looks like Mayhem
I
goes
will
down
head-
the stairs first.
Yes.
And you get to the bottom of the stairs. You see the door that leads out to that ramp behind you. But you just kind of casually walk past it. You see these crates here. They're all kind of encrusted with some kind of greenish goop. Probably the same kind of slurry stuff. And you can see, yes, this vat is just kind of slowly dripping this goop into this lower vat here. You can also see a trough ahead of you. I think that's a trough. Wait a sec. Let me double check.
Looks
what
like.
that is. I drew it as a trough, and I forget what it said. So let me double check. Oh, sorry. This thing here to the side, that's actually a big vat. That the liquid is dropping out of this processor into this large vat of liquid down below. This over here, can I read it? No, it's just a trough with some more fresh-looking fish in it. But more importantly, Mayhem, you can make out. So it looks like there's a set of stairs here that go back up to the first floor. But underneath the stairs are a number of hammocks. There are children sleeping in those hammocks. There are children sleeping on the floor beneath the hammocks. There's a bunch of children in here.
Oh boy.
We have 9 vials of shiver.
Weird. What?
Like 18 child. I'm actually not for giving children this. I'm gonna be perfect.
We don't need to drug
was
the
a
children. I
joke
don't think the
from
children
me.
are okay.
Regan would not say that.
Sorry, that was part I was missing. I wasn't sure if Reagan's like, well, if we need to drug the children, we do have 9 doses. And if I do my math right, you can probably get 3 per child.
There's also scattered around, leaning up against the wall on the floor near the hammocks. There's a number of what look like pitchforks.
Pitchforks?
I mean, they are pitchforks. A number of pitchforks. One of the pitchforks you can see kind of right next to you looks like it's got a bit of guts dangling from the end of it.
They mix the slurry fish.
They give the children pitchforks.
Or unload the
That
fish.
surprises me.
And it's a lot of children, too. How many are there? Let me double check the number, but... I've written it down. There are 26 children.
Oh my god.
I'm not going to put them all on the map because they're under the stairs, so it's hard to
Understandable.
hard to cram them in there.
I'm going to step closer, just trying to make out the faces.
Yeah, you wave the torch around the room, revealing face after face, scanning across the room, when you notice one. That steely blue hair. She's curled up. She looks emaciated. She's lying on the floor. She doesn't seem to have space on one of the hammocks.
I'm going to just be running over to check on her. I realize I'm possibly waking up a lot of children and making a lot of noise at this point and not caring anymore.
Okay, yeah, you run over to her, and making enough of a vibration on the floor that some of the children wake up and who's what? And they start to panic, and the few who awaken first start to like reach for their the pitchforks that are scattered around the room. As you run towards the girl that you recognize, I think that's probably a good place to call it for the night. We'll pause there. Whoa. All right. Kid Kebab's time? Maybe.
The kid's making the kebabs.
Well, we sort of survived our first episode. Minimal technical difficulties, question mark?
Yeah.
Maybe some volume issues on the music and stuff, but we'll see.
We'll
Should
figure it
hopefully
out.
be able to fix that in post if necessary. I hope. Yeah, I had fun.
Yeah.
I've been preparing for this day for a long time, and this adventure is really cool. I'm excited for it. I hope you'll enjoy as we get further into it, but that's all I got, I think.
That's good.
Yeah, join us, I hope next week. I haven't talked to you guys about it yet, but maybe next week?
I think so.
I think so, yes.
Cool. All right, everybody's good. I realized that I finalized this date, failed to finalize any others. We probably have some outages in December, but it is how it is.
What are you gonna do?
But we will be back next Monday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time to play some more Curse of the Crimson Throne. Ooh.
Yes.
Maybe the gang will get in a fight.
With the children.
All of
With
the children.
Yay!
Big old wrestling match.
Yep.
Woo!
So many children are gonna die. We've dodged the dog killing allegations at the very least. So
If we close the door, we can't prove the dog is alive or dead, so we're fine. As long as that door
Schrodinger's
stays
dog.
closed. As long as we never know
Tarot
the dog
cards
is
and quantum
simultaneous.
mechanics. This campaign
Yep.
has everything.
Yes, I didn't realize that it had Harrow until I started reading it. I was like, oh, okay, this is where the Harrow's from.
Perfect.
All right, but yeah, we'll see you next week. Thank you all for joining us. Hopefully, we'll have more kinks ironed out next time. But thank you so much for following us and giving us all your love, etc., etc. Blah blah blah. Bye. Fuck off.
Go.
And where's my end button? Go away. Goodbye. I'm done with you guys.
Bye.